what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How are we doing? We're answering your questions again today. I've been doing this for like 5 years, answering your questions. So of course I'm answering your questions today. Today's question was about minor league lifestyle. And I've talked a little bit about this in the past, so I'm going to switch this question up a little bit. And I'm going to talk about why the minor league lifestyle wasn't for me. All right. And no, I'm not going to say even the major league lifestyle, because the major league lifestyle is much different than the minor league lifestyle. But being a professional player, let's say that, just being a professional baseball player, it doesn't jive with my personality very much. And let me explain kind of why. So as a professional player, there's a couple of things that come with that. And I think some of you understand, but you may not really understand unless you do it. And so the biggest thing when it comes to professional baseball and the lifestyle, number one, the thing that stands out the most is being away from home, right? Just being away. And that could mean anywhere in the country. For me, it meant mostly West Coast because I'm from the Boston area. I got drafted by the Padres. And so most of my minor league stops, so my first one was in Eugene, Oregon, in the West Coast. And then I went to Fort Wayne, Indiana, but that was only for a couple of weeks. Then I went to Lake Elsinore, California, which is Southern Cal. Then I went to San Antonio, Texas, which is, in the middle of Texas. Not really in the middle, but I don't believe. Then I went to Portland, Oregon for AAA. Then I went to the San Diego Padres in San Diego, which can't get any further away from Boston. And then I played for a bunch of other teams all over the country. But my main career with the Padres was out west. And so when you leave for baseball season, typically you're going to leave in February, the beginning of February, because spring training starts in February. And you're typically not going to get home until, depending on what level you're at, if you're in the big leagues, you're going to usually get home around October. And even if you're in the minor leagues, you're going to sometimes get home even later than that because there's fall league, there's instructional league, there's all types of different things in the fall. And so you leave from home usually February. So you're gone February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and sometimes October. So you spend 9 months away from home and you spend 3 months at home. So that's the first thing, right? You're on the road so much. And if you know me at all, which some of you do, and some of you probably feel like you know me a lot because I've talked to you on this iPhone for 10 years. But if you know me, I'm very much a homebody. I don't go out a lot. I don't like to go out a lot. I like to be home. I can be perfectly happy talking into an iPhone all by myself. And so I like to read books. I like to relax and play a video game. I like to learn new things. That's what I enjoy doing. Any of my friends or family know that. I'm not someone that likes to hang out with lots of people. I hang out with my wife. I hang out with my kids. I'll hang out with my family members. And if I'm going to hang out with friends, it's going to be a very limited amount of friends. I've never been someone that wants to be with a lot of people. I've never been someone that's going to want to go out to the bars or go out to the club or go out with, lots of big groups of people. I've said that like 4 times already. Okay, that's just not my personality. I've never been a big drinker. I don't... that's just not that's not what I do. And so I enjoy just kind of being home and quiet and with people that I'm really close with. And so when you live on the road all the time, you're away from all those people, right? And so, of course, you make new friends. I made a lot of new friends, and I enjoyed my time with a lot of those friends, but it's not always the same as being home. It never felt like you're home. It feels like you're away. And I'm sure you can imagine if you had a job, which I'm sure many of you do. I know some of you are probably 9 years old and don't know what a job is, but many of you know what a job is. Just imagine if someone said to you, and I'm sure some of you already do this, so you already probably know, but there's a lot of people that might not, and they say, you're going to go away for work for 9 months and you're not going to see these people for a long time. And maybe they'll come see you every now and then, but that'll be for a couple of days. And so That was the biggest thing, I think, lifestyle-wise, that I never liked about professional baseball, is never being home and always feeling like you're away. And then always being on the West Coast, which is like a 3-hour time. It's not like a 3-hour time difference. It's a 3-hour time difference. And, that makes you feel like you're not really part of being home either. I'd get out of games at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., and I would call my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and then my wife eventually. And, it'd be 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Now, she's a real psycho because she used to pick up and talk to me all the time when I would do that, right? And so that whole thing was I never really enjoyed that. So that was kind of the first thing. The second thing kind of relates to the first thing. When you play professional baseball, and this, again, I don't want to lump everyone into this category, but a lot of times what players do, and it's like the same thing every day, it's you go to the field all day long, right? You practice, you play, you do all that stuff, and then after the game, a lot of players will go out, right? You'll go out. Not saying drinking is a big part of playing pro ball, but go out to a bar, go out to a club. You're always traveling to new cities. So some players really enjoy that. They like going to a new city and being able to go out and see like the nightlife in that town. And I like going to restaurants. I do like going to restaurants, so I'll go to restaurants. But I would go to a restaurant and then I'd go home. And a lot of players are excited to go to a new place, to be able to go out to different places. Like I said, most, I think, you're talking about 18 to 23-year-old, 24-year-old, 25-year-old. A lot of times people that don't have wives or girlfriends, and so what do? You go out. And again, I never really enjoyed that, so I would usually, I guess because I'm a big dork, I would usually, after games, my typical day was go to the park, do everything that I need to do there, leave the park, go home, relax at my apartment, go to bed, get up, do it the next day. That's what I would do all the time. Let me go back. I usually talk to my wife, and I didn't have kids at the time. And then I'd go to bed. And then I'd do it again. And that's what I do for 9 straight months. And so that minor league lifestyle it gets old after a while. It gets old. I will say at the end of my career, I was like, when I finally stopped playing and I was able to come home again, it felt good to finally be home, like for the first time in a long time, and when you get home for the winter and spend 3 months at home, when it was time to leave to go back to baseball, it was always like a little bit of a feeling of like, man, like 9 more months I got to go away from home again. So that was probably, when it comes to lifestyle in the minor leagues, something that was the toughest. And I was probably in the minority. Like, I'm a real introvert. I think that's the word. And so a lot of players are extroverts. They want to go out, they want to hang out and all that stuff. And I was never like super into that. And so you're a little bit of like, not different from everybody else, but I would say there's definitely more people that are doing that than I was. And so long story short, I like to be by myself. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just kidding. So let's see, what else lifestyle? Now, we've talked about lifestyle stuff is about like traveling on shitty buses and like eating bad food and like staying in bad hotels and all that stuff. And is that fun? Like, no, that's not that fun. Like, that lifestyle stinks. You guys already know about all that stuff. And I don't think anybody enjoys that. Right? Like, I don't think any player is like, man, I can't wait to go eat McDonald's for the 57th day in a row. Like, man, I can't wait to go eat those peanut butter and jellies after the game, for the 400th time in a row. And, I can't wait to go stay in that hotel in that city that I've never heard of with a population of 16, where the water doesn't even come out hot. You got to take a cold shower, and then you got to go to some stadium that's disgusting. And even though I have to wear my shower sandals in the shower, I still don't want to wear them in there because I still feel like I'm going to catch some type of disease in there. Like, nobody likes that, okay? No one likes that. And so this video wasn't for that. This video is for things that, like, I think most people would mind. I just personally didn't like that type of lifestyle, okay? So that was the biggest thing. Hopefully that makes sense. I started off doing this video thinking about like the negative things of minor league baseball, but you guys already know all that stuff. I've made so many of those videos. So tried to switch it up a little bit and go more into like my personal thing that maybe people really enjoyed, but I didn't enjoy as much of. So the life of being home now, one of the reasons why I love Antonelli baseball so much is that I can be home. When I first got out of playing, I tried the college coaching thing for a little bit, but I was back on the road again. Like my first year coaching baseball at Holy Cross, like I was going to work at 6:30 a.m., driving to Worcester for an hour and 15 minutes, and I was getting home at 8 p.m. With an hour and a half drive home. And like I left before my kids woke up, and when I got back, my kids were sleeping. And I was traveling all over the place for recruiting, and in some ways I was like, man, like I'm back doing exactly what I didn't like doing before, as far as just always being away and not being home. And that's why after a year doing that, I was like, I ain't doing it anymore. Like I just want to be home. I want to be home with my wife, my kids, and I just enjoy being here. So that's why I like Antonelli baseball so much. I can still do baseball, which I love, but I can be home. That's all I got. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.